Yeah, I guess I'll get the stream started right now, I guess. What's up, people? Like the stream as you come in. We're going to talk about a subject that actually came up randomly, like a lot of my subjects tend to, on the timeline. I thought it'd be really interesting since we are in a situation where men get blamed for everything. It's up to us, to make sure that probably for everything, we have to make sure that we contain who we are. Toxic masculinity. Nobody wants to talk about how toxic these relationships are and how there are women who tend to like it. We don't want to talk about that. Now, shout out to everybody that's here. Let's see who's here in the chat. Let's see who's here. Carl Page Jr. was good. Brianna, Naima Buckner, what's going on? True ATL and BK. Don, Shing Shang. Worldwide West, what's good? Charm, D-Stroke, Carly. I'm him. Angela C. Kayla. Charm. Malik. Cool dude. Prince John. Bella Michelle. Ricky 245 was good. Yolanda. Yeah, make sure y'all hit the like button. Mellow Bird. Q-Lock. Black Rain. This actually ties into what I said earlier today. I put up the stream clip. Y'all got to see. Tam Love, what's up? What's good? DT Artman. Chris G. And it's about these women that really actually do like these relationships, but y'all want to claim that it's always the men that are making it toxic. We don't want to talk about these toxic females. We just want to make it seem like everything is on us. We are the problem. We as men are the problem. Shout out to Ernest. Appreciate that. We are the ones that are making these women crazy. That's what they're trying to do to Kanye. They're trying to make it seem like that whole situation is all on him. He's the one messing it up. He's with a good woman. Or you with a woman who needs his fame and notoriety more than anything. And she's going to hold on to it for as long as she can. Now, there was a video clip that I came across on the Twitter today. Hold on, let's see. This is the video clip I came across. Apparently, she was on a podcast. It might have been with Van Lathan. Van Lathan got all types of podcasts. Where is it? I lost it. But Van Lathan has all types of podcasts, I believe. But she's speaking with him, and we're going to get into it. We all going to react together. I've already seen a little bit of that. This is a little more extended, I believe. She was talking about Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. So when y'all hear about these domestic situations, y'all quick to blame the men, I want y'all to listen to this video clip, and then you might want to rethink your position, because there are women out here who are just as abusive, just as dysfunctional as these males, okay? Meg Thee Stallion is claiming that she is so traumatized, but she's not cooperating with the police. You were traumatized, but you refuse to cooperate with the police. Why should we believe anything you have to say at that point? That lets me know that you were indulging in the dysfunctional behavior. We can't call out the men if the women protect these guys and they promote this type of dysfunction. And that's why relationships nowadays are just failing. They're absolutely failing. Absolutely failing. But like the stream, people, I will be recording a new podcast this week. I may have somebody on there co-hosting with me. I think it's a lot of fun when you have somebody on there. I think, it'll make it different. But I'm trying to get one up by the end of the week, going into the weekend. Probably post it maybe Sunday. And just make sure that if you follow me on Twitter, keep on the lookout for it. Also, I did a video today about a topic I spoke about late last night. If y'all were up last night, y'all probably know what I was speaking on. And it's just been a crazy couple of days, man. But still, there's music that needs to be promoted, and that's what Kanye is doing, But shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody, man. Now, let's get to this clip so y'all can take a look at it, and you can tell me what you think about it.
I think.
Nope, already fucking up.
Okay.
No.
I'm protecting you.
I predict.
I'll take it.
I predict that they had some sort of Bobby and Whitney love that, drove them down this Snapped-esque type of road. And I'm here for it. I like that. I want you to like me so much you shoot me in the foot too.
But as long
What?
as...
Whoa!
Wait, no, that is very Draya-like.
Drop a grenade. What the? You what?
I want you to like me so much that if I'm trying to get out the car and you're like, no, sit your fucking ass in the car. And I'm like, no, nigga, I'm fucking getting out the car. No, you're not.
He shoots you in the foot.
Wow.
Yeah. You gonna fucking shut that nigga.
No, I'm not going nowhere.
In this moment,
How you going?
Draya just went viral. Guys.
Yeah. I'm just, and look, and she looking like, okay.
Well, there it goes. That's the whole typical mindset of your average everyday millennial female. That's why a lot of these millennial women can't keep a man, okay? They may look good. They got big assets, cute face, small waist. But between the ears, there's nothing there. There's a lot of hot air. You try to have a conversation. She want to take selfies or she want to text to her 5 male friends. That's the type of female that you're going to be dealing with. This is why she's so comfortable talking to these guys, man. I bet she ain't really got no female friends, man. And she likes the relationships, I guess, to where hands are going to be put on each other. And she said Bobby and Whitney. Bobby and Whitney. That's the type of relationship she like. I think her and Orlando had that type of relationship. Orlando didn't put no hands on her, but I bet they probably argued a lot. That's why he can't stand her now. Because he like, I went through all this. I tried to domesticate and wife up a chick who wasn't trying to be wifed up, who was just using my fame. And once my NFL career was on the back end, now all of a sudden she wants to make it real difficult. Don't really want to be there like that. Let's hear this again.
I think.
Nope, already fucking up.
Okay.
No.
I'm protecting you.
I predict.
I'll take it.
I predict that they had some sort of Bobby and Whitney love that, drove them down this Snapped-esque type of road. And I'm here for it. I like that. I want you to like me so much you shoot me in the foot too.
But as long
Whoa!
Once again, ladies, all you people who claim men are toxic and abusive, toxic masculinity. She says she likes it if you shoot her in the foot. I mean, this is the type of women you're dealing. This is who we dealing with. They ain't got time for the decent, intelligent guys who ain't about drama because they live for the drama. You have women now who were married in relationships who ruin those relationships so they can go and get into a dysfunctional relationship where they're back and forth with a guy who doesn't care about them whatsoever. And they like those type of relationships. They don't want nothing that's stable. They want pain. Okay? They want to hurt. Okay? They don't want a guy who's of logical sound mind. They want a narcissistic male who has to impose his love on them to make them feel good.
Wait, no, that is very Draya-like.
Drop a grenade. What? You what?
I want you to like me so much that if I'm trying to get out the car and you're like, no, sit your fucking ass in the car. And I'm like, no, nigga, I'm fucking getting out the car. No, you're not.
He shoots you in the foot.
Wow.
Yeah. You gonna fucking shut that nigga.
No, I'm not going nowhere.
In this moment,
how you going?
Draya just went viral. Guys.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't think she cares. She wants to go viral. She don't care, man. Because again, the modern female does not take accountability for what they do. No man could ever get away with saying this. And we're supposed to be in an equal society. If people want equality, you can't just be equal sometimes. It has to be true real life equality. Both people have to be able to get along with each other and be able to work with each other, right? To be on equal footing, right? But you have women who aren't about that. They love that toxic masculinity. This is why they will date men who have a history of domestic violence. Because they're like, oh, I'm going to get that physical love. I'm going to get a guy who's going to have to reprimand me. He's going to cuss me out when I need to be cussed out. Like, there are women like that. Like, they need to be put in their place all the time because they need to be reinforced by your masculinity or what they perceive to be masculinity. But true masculinity is men who don't have to deal with that, period. You know why? Because that woman understands who she's with and what she has, and she's not going to mess it up. Okay? But when you dry and you're dealing with men who they've gained something in life, but they do not understand the female species as much as they should. You think they would, but they don't. So they get in a relationship with these women, and they start playing games with these women and bringing themselves down to their level. That's why you shouldn't date a female because you think she look good, because that chick could be completely psycho, especially if she didn't have a father in her life. If she didn't have a real father figure in her life, bro, you in for a really tough time. You in for a really tough time. Let's play it again.
I think.
Nope. Already fucking up.
Okay.
No.
I'm protecting you.
I predict.
I'll take it.
I predict that they had some sort of Bobby and Whitney love that, drove them down this snapped-esque type of road. And I'm here for it. I like that. I want you to like me so much you shoot me in the foot too. Like,
but as long
what?
as...
Whoa!
Wait, no, that is very Draya-like.
Drop a grenade. What?
I want
you to like me so much that if I'm trying to get out the car and you're like, no, sit your fucking ass in the car. And I'm like, no, nigga, I'm fucking getting out the car. No, you're not.
He shoots you in the foot.
Wow.
Yeah. You gonna fucking shut that nigga.
No, I'm not going nowhere.
In this moment,
how you going?
Draya just went viral. Guys.
Yeah. Bro, she don't care about that. Now, let me say this. Let me get to my post monologue, whatever you want to call it. Make sure y'all like the stream, man. Like the stream. Now, with Draya Michelle, she is the antithesis of a toxic female in 2020. There's a reason why she went from being engaged to be married to being single. Because with the mindset of accepting being in toxic relationships, enjoying being in toxic relationships, she is going to be a real man repellent. Now, she may get a real beta male, a guy who's willing to take what he can get, who's lucky to be with her. Maybe that is what she is. That's where she's going to have to be. Because any man with common sense who's intelligent, okay, who's made something of himself, all right, self-made, who have his choice of women that he could date, he's not going to wife up somebody like Draya with the mindset that she has. She's on this podcast. She's talking about this Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez situation, and she's acting as if it's no big deal. And she has other women that are calling her out on Twitter. You look at my timeline, I posted one of the tweets. With one of the females. They're just going in. But I don't think she really cares. I think nobody's talking about her, so she wants people to talk about her. It's almost like she was gleefully saying this, because you would think, well, oh, she's joking. Well, we'll find out whether it's a joke or not, depending on the amount of attention and criticism she got. I'm doing this live stream because, one, I speak on a lot of different things. So this, to me, is what I do. But other people, why they speak on it's going to be because they disagree. There's a lot of women that disagreeing with what she's saying. But there are women who do agree with her. There are women right now who are chasing behind males who don't even want to be with them like that, because they understand that relationship is going to be dysfunctional. They don't want any part of it. But you have women that are so clingy and so thirsty to be with that guy, right? They will pretend to be feminine. They will pretend that they're on the program until it's time to put a label on that situationship. And when that guy does not want to do that, she pulls back and goes crazy. But you have to understand, you accepted it when you got involved with that particular person. Now, all of a sudden, you are catching a complete fit. But it's almost like a repeated cycle, because that guy continues to take you back. Because he's dysfunctional too. Okay? It's like a dysfunctional match. It's a match of people who are actually mismatched in society. Both of them don't fit in nowhere. Both of them are weirdos, okay? So they both may fit together. So they make a really big dysfunctional relationship, and they deal with each other for whatever reason, because they both like that. I've heard dudes say they like a female that is feisty, that will get on them for certain things, will get at them. There are dudes that like that. Those are usually dudes that have mommy issues, I think. You know, they want somebody to talk down to them, and they want somebody to get in their face and point. You know what I'm saying? Just like, why in the world is you as a man, especially if you are a man who's self-made, you've built yourself up, you've created a life for yourself, why would you want to come home to that? Usually the guys that don't really bring anything into society, they are heavily reliant on other people. You know, they're heavily reliant on women to take care of them. They have to put up with that. So they learn to love it. They learn to love. But men that don't rely on women, that don't depend on them for anything, they don't have to put up with. Now, they will put up with it if they want to sleep with these women. There are a lot of dudes who will put up with a lot of stuff just to get with these women. Those are usually the guys who are their own worst enemy. Okay? They are their own worst enemy. And what's really sad is that these guys will be fathers. These guys are could be older. They could be considered elders, but they will still be out here simping too. They will still be out here dealing with these dysfunctional females. So you got to understand that they're going to have this mindset and this attitude because you dudes let it go. You give them chance after chance after chance. So of course they're not going to change. Why are they going to change if you haven't given them a reason to change? Just like there are women who have not given a lot of men reason to change because they date the same type of men. So a lot of guys just say, why try hard? Why go out there and build myself up? You know, they're not going to like that. They want me to be this dysfunctional male that's broke, that's living off of them. That's what they want. No, that's what women who are insecure, women who don't have the personality, do not have, just don't have the overall package to get and keep a man because they're for the streets, but in their mind, they're not. And that's another thing too. You got women out there that are for the streets, but they won't admit it to themselves. But all you have to do is look at their track record. If they're constantly in dysfunctional relationships, in and out of relationships, constantly, perpetually single, they get into a new relationship that lasts for a couple weeks, if that. Might last a week, 2 weeks. So the dude done smashed a few times and said, you know what, the risk ain't worth the reward. The risk ain't worth the reward. So let me just bounce. And that's what they do, And these women, it sends them into a bitter spiral of just attention seeking, of male bashing, because they have not been able to admit to themselves that they are for the streets, that they're for everybody. They think that they're like the other women who could actually get a man and keep a man, who actually have qualities that they don't have. They think that by having a college diploma and being religious, that they have something to offer a man. You're going to need more than that. You're going to need more than a diploma. You're going to need more than religion, and you're going to need more than just looking good in order to be able to have a drama-free, successful relationship. I'm not saying that you're not going to have issues. Every relationship is going to have issues. But for all your relationships to be like that, every dude you with is putting hands on you, you have to really take the time to get to know a guy before you hop into a relationship with him. And truth be told, if you ask some of these women about the dudes they dated, they will tell you that they were friends with the guy. So you mean to tell me you were friends with this guy and you didn't know about his record for putting hands on women? You didn't know that he likes to get himself caught up in domestic situations? You didn't know that? So you just found out after y'all got together, huh? You didn't know about none of that before. You didn't hear nothing from his girlfriend who probably confided in you. You didn't hear nothing from his family members who would probably told you about him, warned you about him, and you still got with him anyway. Mutual friends told you about this guy, and you got with him anyway because you like that. You think it's a challenge when you're able to go toe-to-toe with one of these so-called alpha males. Okay? You think that you're going toe-to-toe with these guys, and you see it as a challenge because you're dysfunctional. You never had a father in your life. You're out here really struggling out here to find who you are. You don't even know who you are. And these women will be mothers. Draya is a mother. She's a mother of 2 kids. Well, she barely sees the eldest, but she's a mother. And for her to talk about how she likes these type of relationships, what example is she setting for them? What example is she setting for the women that follow her, who defend her, who support her? What about the women that support Meg Thee Stallion? They think Meg Thee Stallion, is getting a bad hand, that she was done wrong. Now, truth be told, maybe she don't even like Meg Thee Stallion. Maybe Draya doesn't like Meg Thee Stallion. Maybe this was her way of indirectly saying, listen, I don't respect her. I don't like her. It is what it is. Maybe she don't even believe what she's saying. But there are people, your own female grouping, that don't like what you're saying. And honestly, there's going to be women who are going to agree with it. All you have to do is look at the track record of relationships. Look at the fact that their boyfriends have been arrested for numerous things done against them. And you know what's crazy? They'll be the main ones upset with her. They'll be the main ones upset with her over what she's saying, but they themselves get into the same relationships. They get into the same relationships. Now, I think a lot of times I get on here and I say certain things. People think that they know everything, so they're like, well, Jay, why are you saying this? You say some of this stuff a lot. We know this. Stay away from relationships, blah, blah, blah. It's easy to say don't date. It's easy to say don't get in relationships. But you got to understand that humans are hardwired to want to group with somebody else. It's hardwired in them. Okay? That don't mean that they don't want to be single, but at some point they're going to want to be with somebody. What I'm telling them is that no, you don't have to choose a dysfunctional relationship. You don't have to be with somebody because they look good and you're thinking, wow, I'll never meet somebody like this. There are a lot of women out here. You don't have to date this particular female if you know she's bad for you. Because if you got her, you can get other women. It's just simple as that, you know? Just simple as that. Hold on a second. Make sure y'all like the stream, man. All right. Let's see. Is everybody here? Hold on, I'm looking for something. Hold on. All right. I'm gonna take a few phone calls. This stream is not gonna be long. So don't tie up the lines, people. Yeah, they going in. Let me go to Twitter real quick. Yo, what's up? Hold on, let me get the audio right. Yo, what's up?
Hey, it's Mellow Bird. How you doing this evening?
I'm doing good, Mello. What's going on with you?
Nothing. As soon as she said what she said, I don't know, it took me back to sometimes when I would hear some women talk about that, or you'll go in a comment section on any form of social media and you'll see women say these things. And I think that there are a huge supply of men who would put up with that, and that's why you just keep seeing this.
Yeah, and because they'll look at Draya and all her thirst traps, and they're like, man, maybe things will be different if I get with her, or I'll be able to control her. So okay.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of like the women on the flip side with the Pookie and Ray Ray's. Like,